Good morning, everyone. Hi. Thank you so much for coming out in this almost rainy day. If you look around our service today, our sanctuary today, you might notice that we have a lot of symbols of our faith and other traditions. Like, for example, we've got our Advent wreath that's at the front. We've got our menorah on this last day of Hanukkah today. We also have our Christmas tree and many other winter and festive decorations. Many traditions around this time celebrate the presence and the absence of light. So there are so many different ways of understanding when light comes and how light is made. As we open our service today, I'd like to ask you to please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing this new hymn, Pass on the Light, from our Sing Out Love hymnal. I'm today joined by Saudia Highsmith and Julie Homey over here on piano. So we are going to sing this song, and it's very delightful. See one tiny spark, still small and bright, and hands cupped around to shield its light. A single flame born of desire, faces turned toward its glow.
Good morning. Welcome to Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm Reverend Rodney Limmery, and my pronouns are he and him. For those who are visiting this morning, welcome, welcome. We're really glad that you've chosen to be part of this community as we all kind of practice the way the world we want to be, just in this small hour of time. And that's true whether you are joining us here or in Borton Hall, or perhaps you're on live stream. Many of you are not feeling well, and we're so grateful that you stayed home and are watching us remotely. That battle of the flu is going around, and I'd love to give you statistics, but I can't because the CDC no longer exists. But thank you for considering this community and watching us and being with us today. If you are joining us today in the sanctuary, you were all given a sticker of either silver or gold with a promise that all would become clear to you. For those of you online, this is your chance to self-select into an either gold or silver group for the duration of today's service. Throughout our time today, we will have opportunities to do some singing or performing certain actions specific to your group designation. I know you all love an interaction and interactive moment, but we're going to practice right now. So can I make some noise if you're the silver group? In the chat it up as well. And gold, can I hear from you? Oh no, silver, it's not a competition, I'm just saying. In these very uncertain times, all we have is one another. So in the spirit of true mutual aid, I want to lift up that we currently have and continue to have our very own food pantry. The shelving is in the kitchen by the entrance to Borton Hall, and the motto is take what you need and leave what you have. We are also a busy congregation, and so there are a few announcements that I would like to lift up to try and see if you'd like to stay involved with us in this community. So the first is we would like to extend a huge welcome to join us for our Christmas Eve services, both at 5 and 8 p.m. Our first service is family friendly with an on-the-spot costuming and singing of all the holiday favorites. Our 8 p.m. is our extravaganza of music and words and lights. Tonight is also our 6 p.m. solstice service, so please join us for a very ritual-based service honoring the longest night of the year. And after the service today, you are invited to assist Reverend Leslie in sorting Christmas Eve candles. That got a lot more ruckus roar than I thought. It won't take long, and it is a really fun time to chat with people you know or don't know. And finally, welcome to this, our beloved community.
Good morning. I am Linda Russell, a member of your Board of Trustees, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Welcome to our service. We begin our service by reading our mission together. The words are on the screen. We bring to life our Unitarian Universalist values as we seek truth and work for justice, nurture compassion and courage, reach out to each other and to our larger community of faith, bridge the divisions that wound the human family, transform ourselves and our world. This community is self-supporting. Our donations of time, talent, and treasure fuel all that we do here. Membership is the building block of our community, so if you are interested in becoming a committed part of our church, you can speak to me or any minister or board member after the service. As you consider your year-end giving, please remember that we depend on the gifts of this community. Together, we are creating this place of sanctuary. And welcome. It's good to be together.
So if you haven't guessed already, today's service is all about light. So at this time, I'd like to invite you to turn to your neighbor and just say that you see their light.
I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love.
Good morning. Forrest and I are going to light your chalice this morning, and please join us in saying these words. We light this chalice to remind ourselves to treat all people kindly, to take good care of the earth, to live lives full of goodness and love, and to be the best people we can be.
And we are also this morning lighting our Advent wreath on this third Sunday of Advent. As we light the Advent candle of peace today, may it remind us that peace is a promise to support our neighbors, challenge injustice, and not let cruelty become a regular part of our lives. Peace is shaped by hope for a world where everyone is treated with dignity and feels safe. It calls on us to show up, work for change, and trust that what we do makes a difference. Let these small flames inspire us to take real action towards peace today.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu v'tivod lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah.
Praise be thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who sanctified us and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah lights.
Amen.
Soul, how long do we have to wait?
Wait for what?
For the light. For things to get better. For someone to come fix it.
Oh, that kind of waiting.
Yeah. Everyone keeps saying, just wait. The light will come, but it feels really slow.
It does feel slow sometimes. I've waited like that too.
What if the light forgets us? What if it's busy somewhere else?
What if we didn't just wait?
What do you mean?
What if we made some light ourselves?
We can do that?
I think so. Light isn't just something that arrives, it's something we practice.
Practice light?
Yeah, like when you shared your snack with me yesterday, that felt bright.
Or when you sat with me when I was sad?
Exactly. Love makes light. Hope makes light.
But what if our light is small?
Small light still counts. One candle can help someone find their way.
So we don't have to wait quietly?
Nope. We can sing, we can help, we can listen, we can care.
I think I feel it. Right here, actually. In my heart.
Yeah, that's the light. When we share it, it grows.
Well, let that be a lesson for all of us. If you're waiting for the light,
You can help make it.
with
With love,
love,
with
with
hope,
hope, together.
together.
And with that, we'd like to invite you to sing our children and youth to their activities.
Go in love, our hearts go with you. Go enjoy our hopes come true. Learn in love and grow in wisdom. Shine your light in all you do.
Instead of a traditional call to worship, we're doing something a little different, and now you'll be asked to join me in a responsive reading in your respective silver and gold groups. When our nights seem endless and the light of tomorrow is so very far away. We arrive here today divided into silver and gold, and yet we recognize a sacred balance. We embrace both our ability to wait for morning and our persistence in illuminating the world. Light bringers ignite a fire through action and intention, inspiring us to embody hope that takes steps toward a brighter future, while the light believers ask us to hold to hope, a hope for tomorrow, a brighter day to come. We are all called to believe in the light of a better future. one that can transform this precious and broken world. Come, let us worship together.
Now, This Little Light of Mine is a song that we all know and love, right? And oftentimes people think of this song as, oh, that's a fun little ditty. But This Little Light of Mine is a call to action. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. That is an action. To take it everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. Now, in continuation of what we're doing in our service today, you may have noticed that Saudi and I have tried. You better flaunt that silver dress, Saudia. Will be leading our silver players. So see your silver hands. And I will be leading our gold singers today in This Little Light of Mine, which we're going to do in a little bit of a call and response. So silver, Saudias are going to call each verse, and we, gold, are going to respond in each verse. So please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing This Little Light of Mine. Silver, sing with Saudia.
This little light of mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, let's do it again.
Everywhere I go.
Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We've got one more verse. Building up a world. Silver. Building up a world. I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world. I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world. I'm gonna let it shine. 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 Let it shine.
This is the time in our service when we take into the loving embrace of this community those joys and sorrows that are too great to hold alone. And so I invite us to just open our hearts to receive these cares of our community. And I'm going to invite Reverend Rodney to light the first candle for us today for all of those people who are experiencing these holidays for the first time without someone beloved. And I'm going to ask Reverend Rodney to light the second candle for all of those who in this particular 2025 are finding it harder to navigate their mental health challenges and are feeling a strong sense of depression or anxiety or other symptoms during this time. So we're holding all of them in our embrace today as we gather. And I'm going to also ask Reverend Rodney to light a candle. We're giving him his workout for today. For our 90-plus birthdays, honoring our chronologically most gifted members, which we do each month. And this month, we are honoring Carol Foxall. So she's not with us today, but please send her greetings. And finally, Ron Annan is lighting a candle, and he writes this. With great joy, I share the news that the UUA's Ministerial Fellowship Committee has welcomed me into preliminary fellowship as a UU minister. I humbly... Ron has requested and the board has approved a vote on Ron's ordination from MDUUC, and that vote will happen at our congregational meeting in January. And Ron says, I look forward to the vote at the January congregational meeting. So I'm asking Reverend Rodney to light 2 final candles. One holds those joys and sorrows that remain in the sanctuary of our hearts, but which we haven't put into words today publicly. And the last holds our hopes and dreams, those seeds of a new possible world of which we continue to be dedicated.
Our meditation song was written in 2017 by Ali Halpert, who is a queer Jewish musician and activist who writes songs for healing and liberation. This song they wrote, called Loosen, was written as a meditation to heal personal and societal grief. The song has 2 parts, and following suit, the gold singers will start with me singing the main melody, and then we are going to learn the second melody, which will be led by Saudia, and the silver singers will sing and stick with her when at the end of the song, we sing them together, okay? Please remain seated as we sing. 1, 2, 3. Loosen, so sorry. We're going to start this again. I was waiting for the lyrics to show up on the screen. Gold singers, join me. 3, 4. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Silver singers, this is the second part right here. Holy breath and holy name. Will you ease this pain? Holy breath and holy name. Will you ease this Everyone pain? Sing your parts. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. The weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go.
I invite you to join me in the spirit of meditation and prayer, prayer being that deep ask to resources beyond ourselves. And as we gather today on this day of the solstice, the longest night was before us, the shortest day is already in progress. And this is a day that Indigenous people throughout human history have held as particularly sacred, combining their spirit and also their science of their times in honoring this particular progress of the light. So as we gather today, I invite us to take a moment and for ourselves name what is holy and sacred, to allow ourselves to summon all our names for it whether it's spirit or community, God of love. Let's bring all of these forces to bear, drawn out from our hearts in this time of introspection, in this time of darkness. Spirit of love, God of light, after this year of chaos and confusion, our minds are tired, so let us move into this time with our spirits and our bodies. And I invite you to engage with me in this as a prayer not only of our minds and our hearts, but also of our physical selves. I invite you, even if your gaze is lowered or perhaps your eyes are closed, just to rub your hands together to create a little warmth. If that's something your body or your spirit is willing to do this morning, just go a little faster, create a little more warmth. And then I invite you to clasp your hands together before you, one in the other, and to hold within the warmth of your hands the seeds of honesty and truth before us, to hold them tight, to know that we are the people who are holding that bit of light within us. For us and for those who will come after us, who seek to create a world centered in the earnest and informed inquiries of science and examined human experience, creating better health and safety for all. Remember your names for the holy and sacred as you begin to rub your hands together one more time here. And when a little heat has been generated, to hold your hands together and to hold this time the seeds of humility, that those who lead will remember that they are not better than anyone else, just as those of us awaiting a kinder world can remember that we can be humble in taking the actions we can, knowing that if we help save the spirit of one person, that is a worthy action. Those of us awaiting this kinder world that so many over the generations have awaited in these Sundays of Advent, this waiting for a teacher who taught inclusion, human dignity, and peace. And remembering our names for the holy and sacred, I invite us to again rub our palms together. There's always a need for more warmth in this world, especially in this time, which has historically been a time of scarcity for so many. It is a time when the harvest abundance may be coming short, in which people seek shelter. So hold again in your hands the seeds of equity and justice, which are essential to create a peaceful world. Hold them tight for others who have lost loved ones to detention and to despair. Hold them so that we may all keep our grip in these times. One more time, remembering our names for the holy and sacred, be it community or spirit or love or God. Whatever your names are, generate a little more heat. This time with great gentleness, because we are holding now, my friends, the seeds of compassion and care, which we need in this longest night to come. Let us remember especially those in our community, those who are our neighbors, who are without shelter in these days, for whom rain can be only a threat and not a promise. Grip these seeds tightly. They are the seeds of the light to come. These are the seeds that allow us to be the bearers and the bringers. May the message of Advent and of the solstice be ultimately that we together persevere and hold tight to the seeds of our dreams. May we be the ones to make it so.
before the morning light. I already feel it shining before I open up my eyes. I already see it shining when my road is rough. I can feel your love, and that's enough for me. Blessed love, holy love, sacred love, abundant love, source of love, let your love shine down on me. As above, so below, love from whom all blessings flow. Oh, source of love, let your love shine down on me. Did we ever do that? Sorry. On me and the ones I love, shine down from below and from above. Protect my family and be a light in me. Shine on me and the ones I love, shine from below and from above. Protect my family and shine through me. Be a light in me. Be a light in me. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Good morning. As we consider the light we make and the light we find today, I'm reminded of a quote from Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. The darker the night, the brighter the stars. As we transverse this particularly dark year together, I make the case that this church is a bright and shining star for all that enter its doors. As we gather each Sunday, we build community, we hold each other's joys and sorrows, we laugh, we cry, we sing, and we learn from one another, sharing inspiration and wisdom. We stand up for ourselves, for justice, the environment, and the interconnected web of all existence. It's important that we contribute to and sustain this great institution. Please consider making a weekly pledge, which may be done on our website or through our Church Center app. If you're looking to make any year-end contributions, please keep MDUUC in mind for these. Online, there's a yellow Give Now button on our homepage. And here in the sanctuary, I invite the ushers forth to gratefully accept your offerings. Please join me in the dedication of our offering. To the work of this community in transforming ourselves and our world, we dedicate ourselves and our offerings.
So around 167 BCE, the Greek Empire under Antiochus IV tried to force Jewish people to abandon their faith and worship the pantheon of Greek gods. He specifically desecrated the temple in Jerusalem, outlawed Jewish practices, and threatened death to any of those who refused to comply. A Jewish priest named Mattathias and his 5 sons refused to submit. They sparked a revolt that grew into a whole resistance movement, and when Mattathias died, his son Judah, nicknamed Maccabee, which means the hammer, led the fight. And against overwhelming odds, these guerrilla warfare fighters defeated the Greek forces and reclaimed the temple. That's what we know from the Hebrew scriptures. From the Talmud, we get a bit of a different story. Exactly 3 years after the temple's desecration, they decided to rededicate it to the Jewish faith. They cleaned out all of the idols, built a new altar, and celebrated an 8-day celebration that mirrored the fall festival called Sukkot, which they had been unable to observe during the war. And when the Maccabees went to relight the temple's menorah, they found only one small jar of oil, enough for just one night. But miraculously, it burned for 8 days. That's the thing about bringing light into the world. You rarely feel ready, and you definitely can't do it alone. However, together, our small actions can create a powerful collective impact. So, Silver Group, I want you to think just briefly for a moment. When have you felt like you didn't have enough? Not enough time, not enough resources, not enough certainty to act. Now hold on to that feeling, because that's precisely where the Maccabees were. That's where we all are when we stand when justice calls. This past Tuesday, December 16th, people of faith gathered outside the ICE field office at 630 Sansom Street in San Francisco. From May through October of 2024 alone, over 120 immigrants were kidnapped at this building and at the nearby San Francisco Immigration Court. Between January 20th and June 26th of this year alone, 2,123 people were taken into ICE custody in what they call the San Francisco Area of Responsibility, which incidentally includes all of Northern California, Hawaii, Guam, and Saipan. At least 87% of those kidnapped, 1,847 people, were arrested here in California, and at least 433 of them were detained at 630 Sansom Street at some point. Immigrants are complying with court accompaniment rules. They are showing up for check-ins. They are attending routine green card, marriage, and citizenship interviews, walking into what they thought was a path of clear belonging, only to be disappeared into for-profit prisons that are nothing more than detention camps. We showed up to that building bringing very different theologies. Some of us prayed to Jesus, others invoked ancestors, some sat in silence, some were unsure what they believed at all. But that day, we shared a statement that bridged our diverse traditions. We were there as faith communities to stop the operations of ICE San Francisco field office in response to months of ICE kidnappings of Bay Area neighbors at that facility. Our various faith traditions command us to love our neighbors and that everyone deserves dignity and the right to live safely in our community. We were a well-organized, mission-centered group of faith leaders and practitioners. Our efforts were grounded in nonviolent resistance, and for some, I want to acknowledge that nonviolence might feel a bit inadequate when facing this level of institutionalized cruelty and moral demise. I feel that too. And while I can appreciate and understand that very human response, the scientific data overwhelmingly supports a nonviolent approach to fascist regime change. In one recent study by Colin and others, the data demonstrated that a 9% success rate for violent efforts and a 30% success rate for nonviolent efforts within the first year of resistance. So say it with me if you believe it, nonviolence works. In resistance efforts taking 3 years or more, these success rates were 13% for violent movements and 51% for nonviolent movements. One more time, because I think we and the rest of the world needs to hear it. Nonviolence works. This isn't just theory, it's evidence, it's strategy, it's how we win. The data doesn't lie. When nonviolent light is brought into murky spaces, those spaces become illuminated. On our interfaith initiative front, we knew that blocking 2 main entrances to a federal office wouldn't end the deportation machine. We had only 1 day's worth of oil, but we showed up anyway. As Unitarian Universalists, we are that little middle candle of the menorah. It's referred to as the shamash. It's the helper, and it is used, as you saw, to light all of the other candles for Hanukkah. That's what we are when we live our values of justice out loud. We become the shamash for the world. You don't know whether your protests are going to help change policy. You don't get to see the full impact of your resistance. You light your lamp and you trust. Our efforts were those of a broad interfaith coalition. Across all of our religions, we were taught and continue to be taught to practice love, compassion, and equality, and that we have an obligation not to sit idly by in the face of injustice. We have a moral obligation to stop the violence that our government is perpetuating by abducting and disappearing mothers, fathers, spouses, and siblings. When Reverend Leslie and I were speaking about this service, she offered up a beautiful insight. She said, perhaps the gold of solstice and of Advent seasons, of awaiting something new, something coming, wraps around the seeds of what we want to plant into our brighter future. When Christianity began to build into institutions rather than teachings, the rituals around waiting for the sun, with a U, she says, become the rituals of waiting for the sun, with an O. But the deeper truth connects them both. These seeds we carry that have been handed down through generations, changed a bit by circumstances, and yet they are the same lineage. Seeds of honesty, humility, equity, justice, truth, care, and compassion. These seeds are designed to create a world where people can be safe, no matter who they are. Seeds that recognize we live in dialogue with one another. In this season, when our bodies are yearning for more sun, S-U-N, and longer days, it is in this year and this place where our hearts long for more humanity and less destruction, more love and less hatred. We wrap the gold around those ancient seeds and tend to them through our actions. We plant them in the soil of uncertainty. We water them in ways where we just show up. And we trust that once all of that waiting is over, they will become the light of new ways of being, new blessings that we've not yet recognized. We brought the light on Tuesday, not because we were confident of success, not because we had a perfect plan, no matter how well organized it was, But because our religious teachings across all of those myriad of traditions insist that we plant seeds of love and compassion, and that those seeds become things that compel us to celebrate inherent worth and dignity of all of our neighbors. On Tuesday, the operations of the SF Ice Field Office were 100% disrupted. The building was closed, and people were sent home. The message was sent. The weeks of waiting for the light as the seeds of hope had begun to bloom. Other communities have been inspired to organize their own actions, and the flame is spreading. Now, some of you might be saying or thinking, I can't block a federal building. I'm not an activist. I'm not a light bringer, despite what your sticker may say. Again, let me refer back to the shamash, the helper candle on the Hanukkah, the menorah. The shamash stands apart, often elevated, but its entire purpose is to kindle one other flame. It doesn't burn brighter than the other candles it lights. It simply does the work of lighting. You don't have to burn bright. You don't have to be the brightest flame. You don't have to lead a march. You don't have to risk arrest. You can be the shamash. You can accompany someone to an immigration appointment. That matters. You can join a community ice watch effort. That matters. You can speak at city council meetings about resource allocation. Again, that matters. Share information with all of your own networks. Provide childcare for those who are activists and will risk arrest. Donate to bond funds, which unfortunately are necessary. Something on that list, I hope, feels possible for you, or maybe you have your own ideas of how to be the shamash. Every time you use your light to help someone else's flame catch, that's what you're being, the shamash. I think that the miracle of Hanukkah wasn't that the oil magically multiplied. The miracle was the decision to light the menorah at all. Silver Team, you represent the light bringers. In this season, what is your one jar of oil? What action will you take even when it doesn't feel like it's enough? And Gold Team, you are the faithful watchers. In this season, what seeds are you tending to that you hope will grow into greater love? How will you sustain hope when action feels distant? The question isn't whether we have enough oil or whether our seeds are strong enough. The question is whether we will light the flame and plant the garden at all. Keeping the light is a tiresome task. Striking matches over and over, fighting with the wind and the elements, and seeing the kindling disappear, it makes your hands want to give up.
A different kind of weariness arises from waiting and scanning the horizon for any signs of light. It feels heavy in the silence.
Have your shoulders ached from holding a torch high, wondering if anyone sees the light you're burning yourself to create?
Have you stood with empty hands raised, eyes straining towards the east, wondering if you are a fool to trust that the sun will come again?
The silver holds the immediacy of now.
And the gold are precious hopes for the future.
The silver is the daily prayer of service.
And the gold holds the seeds of the world we pray will dawn.
We sometimes need to stop making light and instead trust that others will bring a flame.
We sometimes need to stop waiting and instead become the light that we have been seeking.
But there is wisdom in knowing which season to inhabit. There is a time to burn and a time to wait for burning.
Okay, gold people, a moment for you. Where are you, my friends? There you go. There you go. You know, I heard at the beginning of the service we had a lot of enthusiasm from the gold folks. But now, as we've been going through this service, the idea that we are to be the believers in a better world, that's feeling a little harder and heavier, isn't it? So if you are a female or a young person looking for employment in this crazy economy, or a transgender person or disabled or in the immigration system, you might not be so sure you want to hold these seeds. And if you're someone just who cares about people who are in those situations, you might be wondering if you have what it takes, and yet we need those gold voices. We need people who are still willing to be light believers. The gold is lasting. It waits, it's patient, it endures. And as we said, when Christianity began to build institutions rather than teachings, then it was important for them to take some of these time-honored practices about waiting for the return of the light. Because not only does the solstice occur on a specific day, it also occurs at a specific time of day, and indigenous cultures around the world have figured out how to calculate that perfectly and incorporate those moments into their rituals. And it's important for us to remember as we gather here on the shortest day with the longest night, that on the other half of the world, they are going to engage in the summer solstice today. And that will come to us. So we are waiting, whether it's for the sun with the O or the sun with the U. Advent and solstice are both about anticipating and waiting for the coming of something new and essential. And as creation theologian Matthew Fox writes, even before Christians used the term in reference to the birth of Jesus, indigenous cultures talked about coming as they awaited eagerly the solstice season, when the darkest day of the year would yield to a turnaround with the sun emerging more fully come the next day and onwards. How many of us are waiting for a little more light? Yeah, I think that spans both the silver and the gold, right? So the seeming death of the light and the very real threat of starvation over the winter months weighed heavily on people who lived by the land. And that is how this particular celebration began, to herald the return of the sun and the warmer days, the hope for abundance, new growth, new life. Gold awaits a time of more abundance. How many of us are awaiting a time of more abundance? Yes. So the gold of solstice and of Advent is about not just waiting, it is actually about reversal. In many cultures, it is about reversing what has happened and turning it a different way. This year in 2025, I find that a wonderful idea. Do I have any gold people with me? Any silvers? Yes, so there you go. We can all be light bringers and light believers. And as we do, what we need to remember are those seeds that we weave within threads of both the silver and the gold. Seeds of honesty, humility, equity, justice, truth, care, compassion, designed to create a world where people can be safe no matter who they are. You know, we had a lot of faces from this community involved in that action on Tuesday. And they were able to be there, many of them, because they show up for a much less dramatic action, which is our weekly rituals on Tuesday and Thursday mornings in front of the immigration court in Concord, where they learned how to work together as part of a team. And so we're ready to be part of the team that came together on Tuesday to demand a greater justice. Those are all seeds. Whatever it is that you are hoping for, honesty, humility, equity, justice, truth, care, compassion, or perhaps you have another name, I invite you to take hold of it again right now. These are the seeds which recognize that we live in dialogue with one another, that no people are rulers or superior. These are the seeds which remember the determination of the human spirit, which has survived for decade and century and eon after eon, those times of scarcity and struggle before. These are the seeds which will give rise, under our nurture and care, to a more abundant and affirming season to come. In that sense, we all bear the light, bring the light, and believe in the light. Here is the truth they don't tell you in the old stories, that those who waited for the solstice dawn kept fires burning through the longest night.
And the Maccabees, the light bringers, they waited through 8 nights to see if the light would even last.
We are not always perfectly patient light believers, waiting passively for a flame to arrive.
At times, we fall into a state of waiting, relying on others to carry the torches we feel unable to light.
Other times, we wake up ready to charge forward with certainty burning in our hearts.
The activist sows seeds and patiently waits for the harvest.
The contemplative rises from meditation to feed the hungry.
We are both. We are always both. The question isn't whether you are silver or gold, light bringer or seed tender.
The question is, in this moment, with these hands during this winter season, what is yours to do?
Sometimes you will march, knowing the odds are impossible.
Sometimes you will rest, knowing others march for you.
Sometimes you will burn bright and brief, like the flames of the Hanukkah.
Sometimes you will endure patiently as winter earth awaits the sun, or the people await a virgin birth.
So bring your silver when you have it.
Offer your gold when that's what remains.
And trust that in the breathing of both, the dance of doing and receiving,
the making and saving,
we become the miracle we're seeking. We become together the light that lasts.
Reverend Ron Parks wrote these lyrics to a tune that was written by Julie Fair Kiefer. And the title, There's a Light, Take the Fire, he wrote them, both verses. Each verse can be something that is essentially for the bringers and one for the believers. And so we're going to sing both verses together because these lyrics fully connect to the message that we've heard today. So please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing, There's a Light, Take the Fire, from our Sing Out Love hymnal. There's a light in this place, and it shines in every face. It's the fire of truth and grace for all. May the hope we find here as the faith
As the flame of our chalice is extinguished, may these paraphrased words from a popular Jewish liturgy stay with you until we meet again. Now is an hour of change, and within it, we are uncertain, holding on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my siblings, or cross over? Take the light, be the light. Let us refuse to draw back, crossing over together.